After almost a whole year, I bring to all Minecraft 300 days, and this video is action-packed, full of risks and rewards. Before we get straight into the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as this video has taken a long time to record and edit, and it would really be appreciated. But anyways, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Now, where were we? Ah yes, day 201. I remember now. After defeating the Ender Dragon, I traveled back to the village, and man, did it feel good to be back. I miss this place. It's been almost a year since I was last here. Right when I came home, I immediately started construction on my basement, which would be a future place for my storage and for my Ender Dragon egg. And by the end of day 201, this is what the storage room was looking like. It's not quite finished yet. I still need some more chests, but by the time there's more chests and more detail to this room, it's going to look very cool. All of day 202 was spent farming and preparing for trading with the villagers for day 203. I need to get back to the grind when it comes to this village and trading. I need a lot of XP because we're going to be fighting the Wither in this video. Thus, day 203 finally came, and I started trading all of my stock to the villagers, and to make some extra cash and XP. The trading continued on day 204, and I managed to get some more beds. I found out that I needed more beds to make the villagers reproduce more, which actually worked. More villagers started reproducing out of nowhere, and this was actually good. That meant more slaves, workers, to abuse, I don't know. After trading was done late at night, I decided to buy myself a Woodland Mansion map, and right when I bought it, the game randomly crashed. Good old Bedrock. You never fail to impress me when it comes to your bugs. On day 205, I set out to find a goat to put it in my boat and take it back out to the village. It was actually found to be a challenge, as no goats spawned in this biome. Nonetheless, as night drew near, I couldn't find a goat, but instead found a broken heart. On day 206, I decided to travel back home, but there was a nearby mountain, so I decided to go check that out. And right when I docked my boat, all of a sudden, it just randomly disappeared into thin air. And to make matters even worse, there were no goats in sight. Even in the next mountains over, no goats at all, which really was getting on my nerves. You might be wondering why I need a goat. It's not only because of the achievement, but also because of something very special. Later, I decided to go and check out the nearby coral reef for an axolotl. Not only because I need it for an achievement, but also they're one of my favorite mobs in Minecraft due to their cuteness and their very nice noises. But yet again, I failed to find an axolotl, so I traveled back home, and it was nice to be back home. Besides, there's always tomorrow. You already know what we're doing on day 207. That's right, we're gonna go find a goat, which we ended up finding on top of this tree. You do not know how ecstatic I was to find a goat. I immediately adopted the goat, and I took it back home. Right when I had returned home, my boat once again disappeared, and my goat went with it to the fourth dimension. And my goat kept on glitching out, going back and forth. And you do not know how scared I was to see this. I reloaded the world, and when I did, the goat was nowhere to be seen. But at least I got my boat back. So I went back to the Tego biome and ended up finding a new goat, which I painfully paddled my way through land just to get to the ocean. On day 208, I took my newly tamed goat to the village and named it to Mr. Ab, in honor of my 7th and 8th grade social studies teacher, Mr. Ab, who was the goat. On day 209, I traveled to the Nether in order to get some netherite. Before I could even dig for netherite, I had to go pick up that netherite that had been laying in that nether tunnel for over 200 days. I think for some of you guys, I relieve your anxiety by just mining that. Then I dug aimlessly for netherite, and only after a quick Google search, I learned that netherite spawned on level 12. So after getting to level 12, I managed to find 2 pieces of netherite, which was going to be the first out of many pieces of netherite I was going to be finding. The mining continued on day 210. I managed to find some more netherite. Then later, I almost had a near-death experience with some lava. Good thing I was experienced, or I was going to die. On day 211, I ended up finding some more netherite off camera. And I used my last bed and efforts to find some more netherite, but successfully failed in the process. Then I overworked my pickaxe to the oblivion and managed to find some netherite. It wasn't until day 212 I decided to head home. My pickaxe was nearly dead and I also ran out of beds. Also, if you're wondering how much netherite I got 12 pieces of netherite, which was at least a good start in my opinion. On day 213, the Caves and Cliffs Part 2 update came out, and I had massive plans to go exploring and mining. But instead of exploring and mining, I spent the whole entire day taking a massive shit. On day 214, I began to dig down and for efforts to find some new caves. I ended up finding a dripstone cave. And man, it was amazing. I found a lot of diamonds, but then I remembered I had an extra fortune pickaxe, so I traveled back up and got it. Then I mined up some diamonds. Even though they remove 8 veins and stuff like that, you can still find a lot of diamonds in these caves. By morning of day 215, I found an armor's worth of diamonds and nearly explored the whole main base of the cave. And the best tip I can give you when you go out finding diamonds is to dig below Y0 and find a cave, because lots of diamonds will spawn in caves because there's a variety of ores in there, which is a no-brainer if you've been playing Minecraft for a very long time. By day 216, I'd 100% explored the whole cave and mined up a stack and 21 pieces of diamonds. I'll be going back and mining later, but for now, let's do some exploring. On day 217, I prepared for my travels, but before I could do that, I crafted 3 pieces of netherite ingots, which wasn't going to be enough for sure, so I will unfortunately be making another trip back to the nether. Now, our game plan is we're going to be exploring for new terrain, but not only that, we're going to be also exploring for the woodland mansion. Instead of going for the nether, like I said, we'll be going on foot for new terrain. Again, I can't believe I'm repeating myself over and over again. I waited till day 218 to explore because I wanted more daylight, and at the strike of dawn I left for the new world, and I ended up finding new terrain right off the bat. I found a new biome called the Meadow, and I decided to do the achievement where you had to play a music disc in that biome. After I was finished with that achievement, I went towards more exploring, and I came across this very, very, very beautiful view. And my god, it looks very amazing. They really outdid themselves with this new update. And in my opinion, the Caves and Cliffs Part 2 update is probably the best update the game has ever had. I ventured down into the mountains and ended up finding a pink sheep out in the wild. And this was actually the 3rd time ever I found a pink sheep out in the wild. After exploring for a very long time, night was drawing near, and I knew I was going to get screwed sooner or later. So I had to be extra careful on what I was going to do. On day 219, I survived, but not these cows! But in all seriousness, I haven't made that much progress with the map. We're very far away from the Woodland Mansion. And if you haven't went exploring for Woodland Mansions, you already know that they're tens of thousands of blocks away from where your current location is. Which is going to be a pain in the butt, considering the fact that later, we're going to be finding out the hard way. On day 220, while exploring, I found a mushroom biome. Not only that, I found a lush cave, which was the first one I ever found in Minecraft. While digging down, I came across an amethyst geode, and you best know I took some of that amethyst. Fun fact, amethyst is one of my favorite blocks in Minecraft. Later on, I even found a mine shaft. I mean, what is my luck at this point? Like, seriously. After lots of digging, later that night, I ended up finding the lush cave, and a baby axolotl, which ended up kidnapping from his parents. Wow. Look at this view. It's beautiful. This is, like I said before, this is one of the best updates Minecraft has ever had. Not only that, but Lush Cave is probably one of my favorite caves in the whole entire update. On day 221, I ended up finding 2 desert temples with actually good loot. And also I made some progress on the map. On day 222, I found a mesa biome. That's pretty much it. Then for the rest of the day, I swam for what felt like years. After 2 hours in real life of exploring in a virtual block game, I finally made progress on the map and I was actually getting closer to the Woodland Mansion. I finally found it. But, to my absolute dismay, the Woodland Mansion wasn't there. I checked everywhere, but there was no sign of the dark oak structure. 2 hours spent in real life. 13,000 blocks for nothing. And boy, oh boy, going home is going to be a pain in the ass. Day 224, I left home in pure disappointment. And it took until day 227 to actually reach home. And it did my fingers hurt. I was holding down the W and shift key for almost an hour. I was Bob the Builder on all of day 228. I finished the storage room and got rid of all the sand that was under the windows. Such an eyesore, to be honest. On day 229, I was AFK waiting for some googlies to spawn in order to commit a war crime known to man to be the worst. Video game violence. Video game violence. After committing atrocities onto the zombie population, I wanted to trespass someone's property, or even worse, destroy someone's property. Damn video games. Day 231 was a peaceful day. No killing, just farming. Today we flood the market with flesh and berries, and tomorrow we prosper. Well, actually, we're gonna go and find an end city for an elytra. When I got to the end islands, I was greeted with this weird glitch where the chorus plants were floating. I don't know why, but that was really cursed, and I was pretty much freaking out. Then I explored the endless tundra in hopes to find civilization. On day 234, after much exploring, I finally found it. I found the end city. Once entered, I decided to do a full-out home invasion, and as the average American would react, I was getting shot. But it was worth it, because I got really good loot, such as a protection for mending one diamond helmet and feather falling boots. Also, did I mention that this end city is huge? Like, really huge? By day 235, I had almost explored the whole end city and accumulated a lot of good loot, but my armor was nearly dead. While going to the end city ship, I had a near-death experience with me almost falling to the void. But it was all good because I finally got the elytra. After getting the elytra, I also took with me a dragon's head to prove my manliness. I was getting ready to leave, but I forgot where the nearest portal was. So for the magic of the 21st century, I had to go back for some old footage and see where it was. Excuse me, fine gentlemen. Mind if I get through? No? Okay then. Don't worry, I took care of those hooligans. They won't be giving me any trouble anytime soon. And I managed to get back home, and man, did it feel good. Also, I'm super sexy in this dragon head, like if you agree. All of day 237, I was AFK. That's pretty much it. Let's take it easy for the next few days. Today, I decided to expand the sheep farm. The sheep were acting like like my friend, eating anything in sight. But in this case, the sheep were eating too much grass, and my friend eats too much food. After expanding the farm, the sheep didn't comprehend that I improved their living conditions, and instead they kept pushing each other in hopes of destroying the fence. But little do they know that some of them are going to be in here forever, while others not even going to be in here for a day. As you can tell by my XP bar, I am almost at that certain number, and today I was determined to achieve that goal by slaughtering lots of zombies. And I achieved that goal in style by doing a horrible 360. But hey, at least we got 69 XP. On day 240, I traveled back to the old base to enchant my stuff. Sorry, 69 XP, you are unfortunately short-lived. When I arrived, I left my baby Oxalotl in the backyard pond with my pets, so she doesn't feel lonely. Before I started enchanting, I needed to make an anvil, so I had to wait for my iron to smelt. It wasn't until day 241 I realized I had an anvil already. I am really stupid. Might as well save that iron for later. But that won't be the only issue we'll have to tend to. We don't have enough leather to make books. Later into the night, I had finished enchanting, and I got some decent enchantments, but my god, I went from 69 XP to 1. Oh, that's not good. On day 242, I decided to take a quick visit to the first ever village I ever discovered in the world, and forgotten. When I got there, it was deserted, given the fact I neglected this town, but it was an eerie type of aesthetic that made me feel uneasy. So I left. Don't worry, I'm gonna go get some milk. See you guys never. At the time I was recording day 243, it was Christmas Eve, so I decided to make a Christmas tree. Even though the tree looked weird, it didn't matter. Because a tree is a tree, and it's Minecraft, by the way. On day 244, I was working on a tree farm because it's a hassle to get wood sometimes, since the nearest biome is the acacia biome, and I don't want to cut the trees down on my pace because they're only for display. On day 245, I started construction on Mr. Ab's house, which was long overdue. But during construction, I ran out of wood, and some of my trees were still growing, so I had to wait. Morning of day 246, I got wood. I used that wood to finish Mr. Ab's house. The goat thanked me by ramming his head into me. Ow! Well, I kinda deserved that. Day 247, I was AFK waiting for some zombies to spawn, so I could take their XP for clout. On day 240, I was AFK taking another massive On day 249, I decided to do a Caves and Cliffs achievement. And to achieve this goal, you must break the #1 rule in Minecraft. Never, ever dig down. For this achievement to work, you have to dig down to negative Y62. I dug until negative Y59. So I had to readjust my landing position, which was not fun at all. On day 250, I fixed the issue, and now we're going to stack up to the height limit. Oh, so look at the view of the city. It looks pretty nice from this vantage point. Once I reached the top, I took a huge gulp. Then I jumped. Whee!
It's already over. Okay then. On day 251, I traveled back to the old base using my elytra. And boy, oh boy, those wings took a beating. But for the rest of the day, I fished in hopes of finding a mending book. On day 252, I was AFK once again, but I wanted to take this time and apologize for not uploading that much recently. The main reason why is because I got no ideas at the moment and I'm kinda lazy. And I was working on this very video you're watching. So yeah, I'm sorry for not uploading that much and hopefully I can upload more. On day 253, my baby axolotl randomly disappeared from my pond. I don't know what happened, and no, I did not kill her. Anyways, let's just fish for some fish and enchantment books.
Gone fishing. Gone fishing. It's a sunny old day and you're on your way. Gone fishing.
On day 255, I traveled back home and temporarily retired my elytra till I can at least get an breaking on it. Then I prepared for respawning the Ender Dragon. Today we bring the Ender Dragon back from the dead. But before we could do that, I built a staircase up to the tower so it would be much easier to destroy the crystals. Thus it was time to slay the Ender Dragon once again. This fight, however, I noticed to be harder as the dragon was focused on me much more, which wasn't relevant the last fight. The Enderman almost got me killed as well, which was extremely annoying, but the stairs I built were helping. Once the crystals were done with, I whacked the dragon with my sword to kill it and watch it die a second time. Then when it was time to collect XP, I accidentally jumped into the portal. Also, is it normal to get a second dragon egg after killing the Ender Dragon a second time? I thought you can only get the Ender Dragon egg once. It doesn't matter, at least we got another egg. On day 257, I returned home and added my second egg in my storage room. Then for the rest of the day, I fished. On day 258, while fishing, I found a really good fishing rod, and of course, lots of fish. On day 259, I traveled back to the nether in order to find some more netherite, and my god, my pickaxe was out here grinding! On day 260, I had to return home early due to my pickaxe quitting the grind midway, but at least we found 9 pieces of netherite. On day 261, I added looting 3 to my sword and finally created my netherite gear. All I need is more XP to upgrade my boots, then we'll have a full netherite setup. On day 262, I put my new sword to the test, and this thing can really do some damage. Also, I finally got a full netherite setup in terms of armor. On day 263, I went back to the fishing grind, but I never found anything good, unfortunately. It's been a while since I last traded with the villagers, so on day 264, I was going to prepare for trading by farming my cash crops. Day 265 was another successful day manipulating the stock market in our favor. On day 266, I went on a strict kelp diet for the next 3 days. Yeah! To take my mind off the taste, I went fishing. On day 267, I was not in a good mood at all, so I took my anger out on the zombie population. Alright, my rampage is over. Let's go back to the end and find another elytra. While exploring for End City, I found another one not too far away from the portal. On day 269, I explored the whole entire End City and managed to secure another elytra and a lot of mending stuff. Unfortunately, no books. Late night of day 270, I returned home tired and hungry. On day 271, a hungry FO teaches you how to travel to the ocean to get some kelp for a stupid diet. All of day 272 was spent in the mines. I needed lots of cobblestone for a build I was going to do. On day 273, I was AFK waiting for my cobblestone to smelt. 274, the kelp diet was finally over, and I can finally eat normal food again. Thank God. In the meantime, I started construction on the clock tower. Yes, I know, it's nothing special. I feel that every Minecraft city should at least have a clock tower. Day 275 construction continued, but unfortunately it was put on halt due to a low supply of stone bricks. Thankfully, there's another shipment coming in soon. Also, from a far view, the clock tower is finally taking shape. Kind of. On day 276, I finished up the tower itself, and all we needed to do left was to add the roof and the clock itself. It was deforestation time on day 277. This wood will be put to good use on my clock tower. By the end of the day, the clock tower stood out, but it was not done yet. On day 278, while the glass was smelting, I gave the sheep a fresh trim, so I can make my clock handles. By the end of day 278, the clock tower was finally finished, and it looked beautiful. On day 279, I had nothing to do, so I decided to do some XP grinding yet again, killing zombies. My own kind. What am I doing? I'm a monster. This isn't me. I'm better than this. But in reality, I'm not. On day 280, after 100 days, the Fire Nation paid another visit to my precious city. The fight was easy. I mean, I'm used to this. For crying out loud, I'm from Philly. Day 281 was spent farming in preparations to trade. Day 282, I made lots of profits. Well, not really. Some of the villagers reset their trades out of nowhere, which made some of my product no value, which affected my profits severely. I guess you could say my boss was Elon Musk, because on day 283, I was down in the mines looking for some diamonds. On day 284, all I did was expand the wall towards the tree farm. On day 285, I was back to the fishing grind till my laptop ran out of battery. On day 286, I was fishing like always. To be honest, I have nothing to do in Minecraft at the moment, which sucks. On day 287, I was AFK. That's pretty much all there has to be said. On day 288, after almost 300 days, yes, 300, oh, well, actually, wait, whatever. I finally found a horse. I don't need one anymore since I have an elytra, but it's nice to have a horse. For the rest of the day, me and my horsey went exploring the land. Late night day 288, I found a pillager outpost, not too far away from the city. But while returning home, I accidentally killed my horse while trying to move it across the river. Thanks a lot, Netherite Sword. You made me feel like William Afton. But it doesn't matter, because the Fire Nation wanted a rematch, and during the fight, ended up dying. But anyways, by the time the sun set, I came out on top, but disappointed by my actions. On day 290, Mr. Ab randomly went missing, and no, I did not kill him. I'm not that psychotic. He'll eventually turn up. For now, I'm gonna prepare for trading.
On day 291, I was trading with the villagers, and a librarian was selling a mending book at an extraordinarily cheap price. You don't know how long I've been waiting. Shut up and take my money! Sadly, all the villagers have set their trades, but at least we have 2 mending villagers and a mending elytra. On day 292, I finally got a chance to fly around with my elytra without the fear of it being severely damaged. On day 293, it was time to prepare for the wither fight, and I made some strength potions so I can give the wither a beating. On day 294, I traveled back to the end in order to prep for the arena, where I was going to kill the wither. And you might be saying, why the end? Well, let's thank our friend the internet for providing us the strategy to kill the wither. I'll link the YouTube video I used to kill the wither. If you don't know already, the Wither is hard to kill on Bedrock Edition, compared to Java Edition where it's very easy to kill the beast. So pretty much, we're gonna suffocate the Wither. On day 295, I baked the cake, ate the cake, then, I thought about the cake. Then I had a sugar crash. On day 296, I paid my respects to the Iron Golems that tragically died defending the city. Without them, the city would never exist. Can we get an F in the comments? All of day 297 was spent preparing for the Wither fight. I gathered all my totems and a lot of milk, and created a decent bow. On day 298, I finally put my emeralds to good use by creating a foundation for my future beacon. Okay, slight problem. We don't have enough emeralds for the max beacon, which is real bad and a mega L. Finally, day 300. I traveled back to the end in order to spawn the beast himself, the Wither. I spawned him in and watched him suffocate like an unattended child playing with a plastic bag. I even got a few hits on him, and just like that, he died. All that preparation, all that time, wasted. But hey, at least we got the star. Isn't yeah, okay. I returned back home and crafted the beacon, and by morning, the beacon was complete, marking the end of an amazing trilogy that is Minecraft 100 Days. Thank you all for watching this video. If you're wondering, this will be the last and final 100 Days video I'll be making on my channel. If you're wondering why, it's because I'm no longer interested in making 100 Days videos, so I've lost interest, and I don't want to milk this video idea to an oblivion. But with that said, if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more of my content. But anyways, thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.